Hey, it's Joey for Digital DJ Tips. Right now, taking a look at something a little different. This is the Pioneer DJ Toraiz AS-1. It's an analog synthesizer that is a standalone unit. You don't need to connect this to a computer in order to use it. It comes with a single octave keyboard over here that is touch sensitive, and you've also got hardware knobs. You've got low pass and high pass filters, as well as envelope knobs in order to modify the sound that is coming out of the synth. Now, speaking of sounds, the synth engine underneath the AS-1's hood comes directly from the Dave Smith Prophet 6 synthesizer. That's one of the most coveted synthesizers out there and also one of the most expensive. It clocks in at just under $2,800 last I checked. Now, this is all well and good if you're a producer. However, this is a bit of kit coming from Pioneer DJ, and Pioneer DJ makes gear for DJs and for DJing. So that kind of begs the question, are you able to use the Toraiz AS-1 in a live gig setting without complicating your setup or, confusing the hell out of you while you're DJing? We're gonna try to find that out in this video. So we're gonna do two things. First off, I'm gonna give you a features overview of the AS-1. We're gonna do that really quickly. And then after that, I'm gonna give you my opinion on the AS-1 and whether this little desktop synthesizer should be on your radar. Let's get to it. The Toraiz AS-1 is a standalone hardware synthesizer. It's got a touch-sensitive keyboard, hardware knobs, and an OLED display for browsing through synth sounds. The synth engine is based on the Prophet 6 synthesizer, one of the most acclaimed synths around. It's got a 1/4-inch headphone and master output jacks, 1/4-inch trigger input for connecting a foot switch, MIDI in and out jacks, and a USB and power receptacle. It comes with hundreds of great sounding presets on board, no complicated programming necessary. It's a great match with Pioneer DJ's own Toraiz SP16 sample, like what I'm using here. Alright, so what are my thoughts on the Toraiz AS-1? Well, I've got three things that I want to cover. First up, I think the AS-1 is one of the simplest and easiest analog hardware synthesizers that I've used. Setting it up is super easy. All you gotta do is to plug it into your DJ mixer or controller, plug in the power brick, and you're good to go. I love the controls on it. I think the keyboard is very, very responsive. Big ups to Pioneer DJ for doing a great job on that. And I also like how Pioneer DJ limited the number of controls that you see on the face. You've only got like a couple of filter knobs there, as well as envelope knobs and parameter knobs. And the tendency with these hardware boxes is the face is usually crammed with knobs and buttons, and that makes it a daunting piece of gear. That's not the case with the AS-1. Long as you wrap your head around what the knobs actually do, and most of them will be familiar to you if you're a DJ, it becomes second nature after a while. You know which knob to reach for if you want to do a high pass filter, a low pass filtering, or if you want to increase the tempo. Everything is on the unit itself. And I really like, again, how it is not so cramped and cluttered. So as far as controls go, I love that. Super easy to use. Now, the second thing that I like about it is the sound. It sounds amazing. It's got 495 presets, and you can even edit them and make your own, save that to the device. And, it's got everything. You want deep bass, you want distorted leads, you want a bright, airy pad, if you want a warm pad. Basically, there's something in this tiny little box for you if you are a dance music DJ or producer. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. But yeah, that's how good it sounds. And another cool thing is it's so easy to dial in a patch that sounds great straight out of the unit. No need to edit anything. And I think that is a big plus if you're a DJ and you're just starting to get into production, or you don't really want to get into production, but you do want to add some live performance elements to your gig. Using the AS-1 to play bass lines or leads is a real treat. It is just so easy to use, and it just sounds great. Now, the third thing that I like about it is that it's got really cool arpeggio and sequencer modes. That means that you can use the AS-1's built-in step sequencer to program up to 64 steps or notes, and then you can just have it play back indefinitely. You can also use the arpeggiator to just, you can just press one piano key and then you'll instantly get this rhythmic melody going on, and you can alter the pattern, you can change the rhythm. Of course, you can change the pitch of the note just by playing on the keyboard. And I think that's cool because that means that you can play alongside a track that you've got going on like in a CDJ or maybe in your laptop running Rekordbox. So I think that is what's really, really cool about the AS-1. It's got those performance modes that not every hardware synthesizer has. Alright, so taking those three things into consideration, it's time to answer the question, are you able to gig with the AS-1 while you DJ? Well, that's going to depend on two factors. First up, the style of music you're playing, and then the way that you want to perform with the AS-1 while you DJ. So first off, let's talk about music. I think using the AS-1 is easier to use if you are spinning a style of music that evolves over a longer period of time. Styles like house or techno fit the bill here. That allows you to get creative with the filters on the AS-1, and also that gives you more wiggle room to apply effects since you aren't in a rush to tap out those chord progressions on the keyboard. Now, if you are an EDM DJ or main stage DJ, basically any style of music that has lots of build-ups and drops and that happen in like a shorter period of time, maybe like 2 or 3 minute tracks, well then I think the AS-1 is a little bit more difficult to use simply because you have to pay so much more attention to the chord progressions that you play on it. Of course, it is not impossible. You can do it as long as you've got a little bit more practice and foresight going into the gig. So first up, again, music is a really, really crucial component in determining whether or not the AS-1 will fit into your DJ setup. Now, the second one is the way that you want to perform with the AS-1 while you DJ. Workflow is going to be a huge, huge factor in determining whether the AS-1 finds a spot in your DJ setup. Let's say you've got a pair of CDJs and the AS-1. You can play a track on one CDJ and you can just loop that, and while it's looping, let's say you know the musical key of it, it's for example in A minor, well, it's easy to go to the AS-1 and then to tap out notes there in the A minor scale. You can even get more specific and choose notes from the A minor pentatonic scale to ensure a greater cohesion with the track that is currently playing on your CDJ. Now, that's all well and good, but you also run yourself into the risk of creating a track that doesn't necessarily match each other sonically. So my recommendation here is, instead of playing an existing track and then adding the AS-1 on top of it, if you want to have an easier time, what you can do is you can build the track using loops. Maybe get a couple of loops from a site like Loopmasters or Splice, download them to a thumb drive, and then just plug them into a CDJ and set those drum loops to loop. And while that's looping, you can take the AS-1, play a bass line there, play like a melodic ARP or something similar. I think that's cool. And I remember Phil interviewed Roger Sanchez a few weeks back, and Roger Sanchez said that he's got playlists with tracks reaching like, 150 or 200 tracks, and some of those are loops that he uses when he DJs, because Roger Sanchez is a beast. He uses like 4 CDJs, and like a lot of the time he's using all CDJs, and what he does is he dips in and out of loops, and he uses acapellas, he uses one-shots, and he's got all of that playing on those CDJs, and he just, triggers them or brings them into the mix whenever he wants. Basically, that's how you're going to be working with the AS-1. Right, so the bottom line is you can use the AS-1 in a live DJing setting, and truth be told, I can't think of an easier hardware synthesizer to use while you DJ. This has got to be one of the simplest, one of the easiest, and one of the least complicated synthesizers out there, and you get great results straight out the box. No need to fiddle with so many settings and parameters. It just works great as is. So that's it for my talk through of the Pioneer DJ Toraiz AS-1. I've got a full in-depth review of this over at the Digital DJ Tips website. Please hit the thumbs up icon if you like this video, and hit that subscriber button if you are not a subscriber yet. My name is Joey. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time.